However, this is a team that thinks of themselves as bowlers only, bowling on flat pitches. Okay, this is all 11 bowlers. There's nobody else. All 11 spinning. Okay, now let's look at the other team whom they're competing with on a daily basis for their brands. Oops, it's not moving. Okay, this is the team of hitters. Again, good friends of mine. A lot of these guys I know just like the previous team. Okay, and this bunch, okay, like in school, they think of themselves only as batsmen. They don't field, they don't bowl, nothing. They bring their bat, if they get out, they go home. Okay, that's how they do it. Remember all the classmates we had? They'd bring their own bat, play the thing, and then go away. If he got out, that was the end of it. Okay, so these guys think of themselves as batsmen only, and the first team thinks of themselves as bowlers only. Okay, so that's the first part I want to establish. Guys, take the next slide in. I think this is not all. So bowlers hate the batsman only when the batsman, all the batsman is doing is cutting, slicing, hooking, pulling, and never playing straight. So the bowler just can't judge what this guy is up to. He's cutting everything he puts, he's slicing everything and dicing everything he says. Okay, that's the problem as the bowler bowls to this guy. Not playing straight at all, he doesn't know what to do. Next slide, please. The batsmen think that they can send the ball anywhere on the ground and leave bowlers confused. There's a new direction with every ball. And so, the bowler is searching for strategy, and the batsman thinks that by hitting it all over the park, that is strategy. Okay, so that's the situation we are in. There is sledging, of course. Okay, it's cricket, isn't it? Mostly off the ground from the bowlers and on the field from the batsman. Okay, so it's not a two-way sledging, it's okay, one way outside the pitch for all the bowlers and absolutely on the pitch by the batsman. Okay? Now let's look at what are we saying. Okay, one sec, just go back. Go back, please. When I put up, I had 12 people. So there are 11 people and one 12th man in both teams. Okay? Now I've got 12 comments from the bowlers and I've got 12 comments from the batsman. I told you it's a fable. It's something that I've heard many times over, but I'll share it with you. So first up is our IAA chairman himself. This is what he's saying. You don't understand creative. You are out of touch with reality. This is what the spinners are saying about their clients. Next spinner. No budgets, but they want larger than life ideas. Sounds familiar, right? Okay, this is what Shashi Sinha, a dear friend of mine over 25 years, is saying. Next. Brand managers are like auditors. Now they question every estimate. So brand managers have become chartered accountants. Okay, every estimate they think they know better than the agency which submits it. Good luck. Next spin. You can take a horse to the pond, but what can I do if the horse wants to drink piss? Right? Famous line from Piyush, very big spinner. Next. When the product is average, how can you get a kick-ass campaign? That's the next thing somebody is asking us. Next. We are not an ATM machine. You don't feed in the brief and then get a campaign out at the other end. Next. They need 20 meetings to make up their minds. This is an award-winning ad. Can Sentry, please back it. How many times spinners tell us that? Everyone who heard this has loved it, Shiv. Come on, run it. Standard phrase from a good spinner, Josie, another good friend. Thinks of himself as Piyush Pandey. He's only an MBA. Here's the thing. Every client thinks he's damn good at creative judging. We are very lucky that the agency people don't think that they're damn good businessmen. That they're not the Jack Welchers of this world. So every leader in every creative meeting thinks he's the next Piyush Pandey. He's got great sense of creative judgment. Okay? So I think what Rohit says is absolutely right. Thinks of himself as Piyush, but the guy is just an MBA. We'll do a 360 on it. A standard phrase we hear all the time. Don't worry, yeah, we can figure out what you're saying, but we'll do a 360, it'll come out okay. Okay? That's the next line I hear. Finally, my good friend Senthil, there is too much hierarchy in the approval process. Is the CEO clear on what he wants? Layers and layers of approval. Okay? We've really confused the living daylights out of the spinners who are coming to play with us. Now, what are the batsmen saying? Equally good to see this sledging is on the pitch, unfortunately, unlike the sledging which was behind in the car or going back to the agency, etc. So let's see what the batsmen are saying now. This is my friend Venkatesh Kini from Coke. I want out-of-the-box, path-breaking, nerve-tingling, soul-searching ideas. Yes or no? Every client wants this. And every meeting you have this prose and poetry, at the start of every meeting. Okay? Next. I want something that goes viral. We are in a digital age, right? That's my good friend Suresh Narayan from Nestle. I want something viral. Let's do that. Next. You don't understand strategy. Where is the strategy in this idea? Every client is looking for strategy in the idea, not looking for the idea. That's something we do all the time. Maza nahi aa raha hai. Again, another good friend, Sunil Sood, runs Vodafone, classmate of mine. I want the creative yesterday. Then why are we meeting today? So clients are in a perpetual hurry for everything. Okay, we go through peaks, lots of work, and then suddenly it dies. And then there's peace for the next 1 week, and then suddenly somebody jumps up because the CEO or somebody has called them and said, where is the next piece of work? So I want the creative yesterday. So time, next. Will this get me immediate sales lift? If not, it's useless. I want an immediate response. We all know that advertising does not respond on day one. We know that, but we still say it as clients, and we sledge the spinners right on the pitch. This is very different. I like it. It's too risky, and hence I cannot run it. How many times you've heard that? Tons of meetings, right? Next. My job is on the line, is yours. Every client thinks that only his job is on the line. Okay, nobody else is worried about it, only his job is on the line and he needs to deliver something. That's Vivek Gambhir, another good friend. Have we got the TLC clearance? Now you might be wondering what this is, It's not tender loving care, I can tell you that. Okay, this is Manoj Kumar, another good friend of mine. We're ASMs together in Levers. TLC in most multinationals means technical, legal, commercial clearance. That's all it means, okay? So we get warped in, okay, you're making a claim, has this been cleared, that been cleared, what's the right word? Suddenly now, clients are not judging advertising, lawyers are passing advertising, okay? This is my most profitable brand, so my stakes are high. How many times have you heard that? That's Gopal, another good friend. Will you put your money on this ad? Famous quote from all clients. I've seen this, will you put your money? And question we asked, that's Sanjeev, another good friend from Levers. I think we need to regroup and rethink. When the client does not want to approve, this is the safest line. I think we need to regroup, rethink, we'll come back. Which means now shelve everything. Okay, but they will not say it. Okay. So, are we happy with this? I'm absolutely sure that none of us are happy with this. None of us are happy with this, especially if today is about celebrating creativity. Today is about saying, how do we get more creative work on our brands? The whole relationship between agency and client is a complex one and needs enormous collaboration. I've seen that over, I don't know, I must have worked with 10 agencies, 50 brands, thousands of campaigns. It requires enormous collaboration, and it requires a mutual of a very high order. Mutual trust, mutual respect, mutual ambition, everything mutual for it to work. Otherwise, we don't get creative work. I believe there are 3 things which I would like to signal in terms of what we should be doing together. I did some market research on my own. I sent 50 SMSs to all my friends, some of you are here, and said, what are the 3 things you believe we should do in order to get better at creativity? Okay, I've clubbed the responses, read all of them. Thank you for responding to me. And I've combined it into 3 things that I want us to take out. First, we talk about brand engagement. We talk about conversations with the consumer, between the consumer and the brand. I think we have lost the art of conversation between clients and agencies. We're just in such a time-rushed world. The old days where you'd sit, okay, brand manager, marketing manager, agency people, sit and talk about little things, big things, small things, etc., and really talk about the brand in great detail. We've lost that completely. So I would advocate, if we really want good creative work as clients, we have to have many more conversations with our agency partners. Okay, the whole lot of them. If we don't do that, we have absolutely no right to demand creativity. So I would actually recommend go back tomorrow morning, have conversations. Don't make phone calls. Have real conversations, sitting face to face, over a beer, over a tea, over a coffee, and really shoot the breeze, as we used to say. Every time we've done this, we produce great work. So in a sense, go back, have the conversation. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is time. We have to make time for our ecosystem and people. We don't make time. There are two elements to time. If there is a long-standing relationship between the client and the agency, you invariably get good work, solid work over time. Both the agency and the client are comfortable in each other's company. Both of them are not insecure. Every time there are shorter relationship periods between client and agency, you do not get good work. By chance, you might get something creative. So the first thing, I would say in all my years, I have never sacked an agency. I've worked with a lot of agencies, never sacked one. Every time we've had trouble with an agency, we went back, sat with them and told them, look, I think you need to pull up your game here, and we need to pull up our game here. Okay, this thing of threatening the agency all the time and saying, look, there's somebody else at my door is the surest way to ensure that you don't get any creative work from anybody in this country. So I would truly say, time is absolutely important. Second, give people time to work on your brands. Okay, everything cannot be overnight. In my experience, I told you over 50 brands. A good relaunch takes 9 months. A good relaunch takes 9 months. I've tracked every single relaunch that I've been involved in. Why? A relaunch means reformulate product, reformulate packaging, reformulate claim. The whole process takes 9 months, full stop. You cannot beat it. A restage, which is just change in packaging and advertising, can be done in 3 to 4 months. So if we truly want good work, we have to adhere to the 9-month principle properly. That's how much it takes. The world can change anyway. But if you really want a great campaign, a creative one, you have to give yourself time. Okay? That's my learning from time. And my last one is about trust. I think at the heart of why we are not getting creative work is a lot of the people who work with us not feeling trusted. Okay? If people feel insecure of working on the brand, working with us, why will they give their very best? Trust at a very basic level between agency and client means the agency is telling you, you will not hurt me when I'm vulnerable. That's all they're telling you. If you can recognize that, I think we'll be great clients. So that's all I had to say, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And I would say we are one team. So I started with the spinners separate and the client separate. This is the kind of team I believe will produce great creative advertising. And I'm sure next year, when you have a new jury and new chairman, we'll produce far more creative work, which will challenge the jury and will make all of us in the fraternity very, very proud. Thank you for your time. It's been my pleasure to do this for you.
Mr. Shivakumar, can I request you to stay with me for a little while longer? You've clearly clean-bowled us today with your presentation here. Can I also request Mr. Srinivasan Swamy, President IAA India, to join us on stage, along with Mr. Pradeep Guha, Chairman IndIAA Awards, and the jury members, Mr. VL Rajesh, CEO Foods ITC, and Mr. Sanjay Bhel, CEO Raymond Limited. Our jury consists of industry leaders who have built brands that we see as benchmarks today. They have taken their time out to evaluate campaigns that have impressed the nation. And so before we acknowledge the winners here today, it's an honor for us to acknowledge our jury members. Can I please request Mr. Swamy to hand over a token of our appreciation to Mr. Shivakumar for all of his time and efforts for leading this eminent jury. And can I also request Mr. Guha, Chairman IndIAA Awards, to present a small token of our appreciation to Mr. Rajesh and Mr. Bhel. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you to our jury members here with us. Thank you, Mr. Swamy, and thank you, Mr. Shivakumar. Our principal partner this evening is one of India's leading television, media, and entertainment companies. It is amongst the largest producers and aggregators of Hindi programming in the world. It owns an integrated range of businesses and is a pioneer in every aspect of content aggregation and distribution through traditional and new media here in India. It's time to meet our principal partner.
Across boundaries, we believe in bringing the world together through entertainment. Z Entertainment, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. The world is my family.
They say, ladies and gentlemen, it's talent that wins games, but it's teamwork and intelligence that wins championships. And today, as we honor the best campaigns, we acknowledge the efforts of the entire team behind making a campaign successful. So without further ado, I know you've all been waiting for it. It's now time for the business of awards and rewards. Someone did invent the wheel, but putting two of them together was reinvention. And our first category here today looks at those who took it a step further. Can we take a look at the shortlists, please?
In the category Auto Two-Wheelers, the shortlisted entries are TVS Jupiter, ज़्यादा का फायदा।
आज का दिन मेरे लिए कुछ ज्यादा ही खास है, क्योंकि आज मेरे घर में गुरु का प्रवेश हुआ है। गुरु, बृहस्पति, जुपिटर। एक बार घर में इसका प्रवेश हो जाता है तो परिवार में खुशियां ज्यादा ले आता है। तो आज के दिन की आप सबको ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं मेरी तरफ से और इनकी तरफ से।
Bajaj V, the Invincible.
So we took INS Vikrant's metal, melted it, and gave it a new face.
TVS Phoenix, made दिल खोल के।
मंजिल तक पहुंचाओ दिल खोल के ओ यारा, दिखाना है दिखाओ टर्न दिल खोल के।
क्योंकि आप जीते हैं दिल खोल के, हमने डाले हैं फीचर्स दिल खोल के। नया TVS Phoenix, मेड दिल खोल के।
Hero Passion Pro, अपने अंदाज से।
अपने अंदाज से
आपको अंदर बुला रहे हैं।
उनसे कहिए मुझे अपनी मंजिल मिल गई।
अपने अंदाज से मेरा अंदाज है ये पैशन।
नया हीरो पैशन प्रो, ज्यादा पावरफुल इंजन, नए स्टाइलिश फीचर्स और बेहतर माइलेज के साथ जियो अपने अंदाज।